It's time for the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Blake Sloan, one of the top real estate agents not only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Welcome into another edition of the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. I'm Dave Priest. Over the next 30 minutes, a lot of information coming your way, and we've got a lot of ways for you to get in touch with Blake in case you'd like to ask him some questions about some of the numbers and some of the issues you'll be hearing about today, or if you'd just like to get in touch with him on the website. Again, BlakeSloanRadio.com is the name of the website that was set up exclusively for this radio show. That's BlakeSloanRadio.com. You can also send him questions there. Ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com. Ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com. Of course, the phone number, as always, at Sloan Realty Group is 843-808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. In case you didn't get that contact information the first time, don't worry. We'll go through it again several times over the next 30 minutes. A lot of information to get to, a lot of show to cover, so let's start covering right now. Let's say good morning to Blake Sloan.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I got a ton of brand new info, brand new show this week. We have the latest market numbers in from the real estate market here, and some great news for homeowners in the Myrtle Beach area. We're talking about interest rates, kind of where they're at right now, where they're going, and look into 2015. And we're also going to discuss a recent study that came out that showed that owning a home remains 38% less expensive than renting, which is some great info, and it's actually right at 50% here in South Carolina, our areas. We're going to talk about the holiday paralysis that we see homeowners get into every single holiday season over and over, and why that's not good for you if you're a potential seller, what the pros and cons are, and the reality of what we see on the agent side, and kind of the big myth of what happens. Let's wait till the first of the year, and kind of what happens there. Also, again, want to mention again, we're hiring. We're in a huge growth mode as a company and a team, and hiring in both sales and administrative areas, and looking for top-notch talent who want to over-deliver to all their clients, and have a servers. I guess they come from a place of serving, whether it be a client's team, whatever it may be. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the usual smoking hot deals for everyone, how to get the absolute best deals before anyone else, and that includes desperate sellers, foreclosures, all that stuff for sure.
Well, a lot of stuff to get to. Like I said, we're just scratching the surface right now, and I know a lot of people have different listening habits from time to time. So this is the very first time you're listening to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Let me give you a little bit of a timer of who you're listening to with Blake. He's been called the Real Estate Whiz Kid. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, Wall Street Journal, NBC, Fox and Friends several times in the morning show, Realtor magazine, and other publications. He's been personally endorsed by Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck. You've heard those endorsements here on this radio station. If you put one of those together, that's great. A couple of them together, really neat. But if you put all of them together, it's just unprecedented. Now, last week we learned about you, Blake, and how your team work and some of your trademark systems. And again, for anybody who might be tuning in for the first time or didn't get it the first time they listened to the show, go ahead and real briefly kind of give an overview of what you like to do.
Absolutely, and it's one thing that, I almost have to say it to some potential clients before we meet with them, or before we list or sell their property, over and over and over, because most people do not understand that the single most important variable that determines your failure or your success as a home buyer or a home seller is 100% related to the agent that you choose. Period. Everybody thinks the agent's the same. That could not be further from the truth. I can't say it enough. I can't say it on air enough. Can't say it to our potential clients enough. I can't say it to the public enough. And I see it over and over and over every single day, right? People list their house in our MLS, over 50% of those homes fail to sell, right? There's a reason for that. It's not your house, right? It's just exactly how the business works. It's that important. And the reason is, in the home selling process, there's over 115 different variables. Every single one of those variable points, you can create maximum leverage, meaning you can put more money in your pocket, or you can create negative leverage, which means you're taking money out of your pocket, your hard equity, and you're leaving that on the table. The problem is most people don't know they're leaving that amount on the table there, but that's so important in what we've done in the selling side for listings, right? We reverse engineered every single one of those 115 different variables to create maximum leverage at every single one of those points, right? It's predictable, it's repeatable system, so the same thing happens every single time. And for our home sellers, we have our guaranteed sold system. It's the only proven system to sell homes up twice as fast and for 21% more money in traditional methods. And also for our buyers out there, we have our unfair advantage home buying system, which gives you priority access to all the absolute best deals before anyone else, even most real estate agents. Get you absolute best financing, whether it be first-time home buyer, investor, high-end buyer. The absolute best access to all the different vendors all the way through the process, and to help kind of be your real estate resource for life. And that's just two of the things that we have, and I guess we'll get a little more detail through the show.
All right. Well, like I said, we are just scratching the surface now. We've got a long way to go. So if you need some more information about anything you've heard so far, or if you want to get some more information about anything that you're going to be hearing in the next few minutes, give Blake a call at Sloan Realty Group at 808-SOLD. That's 843-808-SOLD. You can also go online to blakesloanradio.com or send an email and ask your own question at ask@blakesloanradio.com. It's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer, Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. Now, that's why, on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. Now, if you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at blakesguarantee.com.
Welcome back to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Coming up in just a minute, going to be looking at some of the numbers, mortgage rates, interest rates. That's all on the way. Blake, I've been seeing some conflicting reports here recently of what the real estate market looks like locally. Why don't you give us the skinny on that?
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of been all over the place, right? It's been up, been down. Different parts of the market have been up, other parts have been down. We kind of knew there'd be some dips. We talked about it, and we've been pretty on point in our previous shows. So most recent numbers are out. Obviously, they're always in a month in arrears. We get them about the middle of each month for the previous month. But so single-family residential homes, right? That's kind of the best way to gauge our marketplace as a whole, to get, I guess, the best temperature gauge or whatever. So single-family homes, their sales and volumes are still outperforming 2013, which is great. Condos are kind of flat to where they were 2013 year to date. So breaking that down, single-family home sales in October were up 3.1% compared to October 2013, and year-to-date sales for residential homes up 7.1% over 2013, which is great news in those terms. The single-family inventory is up about 9.1%, and it's currently at high levels since 2010. But the good thing about this now is it's not containing a ton of distressed inventory like it was before, which is really, really hurting the pricing. So again, our inventory compared to some areas I've seen across the country is still pretty healthy, which is great. And we've seen the inventory gradually decline since the beginning of second quarter going into the end of this year and fourth quarter. But here's the key fact everybody wants to know about. Single-family sales, the prices are up in October. And median sale price is $187,000. It's up 4.3% year over year, right? If you compare last October to this October. And if you look at year to date, sales price is up 5.6% at $190,000. So that's great news. We're also seeing year to date, obviously, being a little stronger, which is great news for anyone. So on average, median price if your house is $100,000, right now it'd be $105,600. So great news overall as a whole. And the good thing here also is the average list to sale price ratios. It's remained the same at 94% as it was previously. The good thing too, it's been over 90% since 2012. You got to look back in 2012. That means if a house is listed at $100,000, on average it sold for $90,000, which is show the power how much of a buyer's market it was. Then you're seeing that kind of obviously change and move around now. Great news as a whole. Condo sales increased in October, which is good because it's finally catching 2013 levels. The condo sales increased 2.8%, while the median sales price remained relatively flat year over year, which is still good because if you look at year to date, so far this year versus 2013, sales are only 0.9% less in regards to last year. So very good there. And the other aspect of that is the median sales price of those condos is 2.6% higher year to date. So the difference there, why is it slightly less sales? higher prices, there's less distressed inventory, right? As we talked about before, distressed inventory in the condo side is down about 43%, which those are the ones that obviously were kind of, they would underprice the other ones a lot of times to sell quickly if it's bank owned, which is great news there as well. And if you look at residential lots, the sales decreased 10.7% from 2013. There's a few reasons for that. One is that obviously there was a certain amount of inventory that was kind of from the crash or whatever, where there was infrastructure already in place. The previous builders or developers had lots there ready to go, and a lot of times once the market finally made that turn, we saw everybody scrambling last year, and developers and new builders to purchase those. So part of that's a little bit inventory wise, but if you look at year to date, prices are actually up slightly, which is really good. Year to date is 2.2% in October, and year to date is up 11.1% versus 2013. So less inventory, right? And it's kind of a combo there where sales down doesn't always mean that it's a bad thing, because if you have same demand or similar demand, less inventory, right? That means prices go up. It's always supply demand. We always see it kind of in arrears, which is great news as well, especially going into this part of the year, and for us to be able to hold steady with where we were last year is great news, and we'll kind of watch to see what happens now into the 2015. It's hard to even say that, it's like, man. But the good thing too is interest rates are still low; they're still doing well as well.
Well, yeah, and that's the next part of the equation here, is that some of the numbers are mixed, but one of the most important numbers is the mortgage rates, interest rates. Where are they looking at right now?
It's still ridiculously low. There's obviously some concern when obviously there's the announcement from the Fed a while back last month that they were going to end quantitative easing, in regards to their programs, what they were doing there. We all kind of knew that was coming. The bond market obviously knew that was coming there. So we're only slightly up from where we were at right now. So a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 4.05%, which is unbelievable, right? The absolute low, 52-week low, is 3.90%, which was actually not that long ago. The high, though, right, for the last 12 months is 4.66%. We were really got high there for a while. So great news is still remaining low. 15-year fix is 3.23%. A 30-year FHA is 3.55%. But here's what we've been talking about in big time is a jumbo loan, right? High end, $417,000 above, is 3.93%. Still remaining below where a 30-year fixed rate is, which is historically until recent months, and we talked about this in the show before, it was not something that it was usually typical higher interest rate there. So that's why we've seen such movement on the high end. We've seen so many of the sales $250,000 above, $400,000 above, being some of the hottest parts of our market in the past year, and that's just a combination of people who were on the fence before finally jumping off the fence, and obviously there's the ability to borrow money at a very good rate. For them, they could probably get a better return in other areas with that, depending on their strategy, what they're doing. So great stuff for sure, and we'll continue to watch that. We definitely see it going up into next year, but there's still some time to get off the fence and get some great deals for sure.
All right, well, coming up in just a few minutes, more great information to cover here in the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. We'll talk about holiday paralysis and how it might affect you and your home buying. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. As always, still got a long way to go during the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. Again, the contact information in case you want to get in touch with Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. The phone number, 808-SOLD, 808-SOLD. You can also go online to the website, BlakeSloanRadio.com. That's BlakeSloanRadio.com.
Hello, Myrtle Beach. It's Glenn Beck. And if you need to sell your property, you don't have to experience all the headaches and long nights that I had to experience when I finally sold my home in Connecticut. Because you have a celebrity right in your backyard, Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group.
We'll be right about 15 minutes when we get back.
Cool. All right. Hopefully, if I have to at the end, I got something that's not on here I can throw in there if we run out of time.
All right. The Wall Street Journal ranks Blake among the top 100 real estate agents in North America. And I personally met Blake, and I can tell you that his national marketing program is unparalleled. Blake even gives you the option to get out of your contract at any point if you're not happy with his level of service, but you never will. He's the real estate agent I wish I could have called, Blake Sloan. Call him now at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website and see his interview on NBC. That's Blake'sGuarantee.com. Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group.
Welcome back to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Again, the phone number for Blake at Sloan Realty Group is 843-808-SOLD. The website, you can get a recap on all the information that you're hearing here today, BlakeSloanRadio.com, BlakeSloanRadio.com. Time for our weekly Hot Buyers Alert, and we got some hot buyers alerts for you here today. Now, Blake and his team working with a huge group of home buyers who are looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area, somewhere in the range between $250,000 to $375,000. $250,000 to $375,000. If you're thinking of selling, contact Blake immediately at 808 sold. That's 808 sold. And I was looking earlier. Blake has a list, has on a website of his all the buyers who are signed up, who are constantly looking for homes here along the Grand Strand. And the current one that I saw this morning when I came to do the show, over 10,500 active home buyers are right now. So 10,513 if you want to get real specific about it. We're looking for homes in this area. That's just an amazing amount.
And it's the one thing that we used to kind of do the hot buyer alert, and I'm like, man, that doesn't even do it justice in regards to what's going on. Obviously, everybody, if they listen to the show, you can kind of see that climbing, and those are the ones now we have. So those are ones that are active, meaning anybody that's under contract, they don't count. Anybody that's pending doesn't count. Anybody that's closed doesn't count. Anybody that's not qualified doesn't count either. That doesn't count the ones that. So these are all the ones that are either new, they're under nurture, watch, hot, kind of our things. But these are people who search it daily. So this is people that came to us, they search our site daily, get daily updates and emails. They're serious about buying. And there's 10,513 right now. There's people on the site right now, and just kind of did this last week again, but kind of a shout out to even who's on here now is a Jay Hartley on here right now. Average price looking at $223,000. We have a Christopher Welch on there, $245,000. Jim McQuaid, $281,000, and these are all people searching it right now, right this second, as we're doing this. So we've tons and tons of buyers. Again, our biggest challenge a lot of times is taking that, matching it up with sellers finding inventory, especially some of the higher end areas. And how our team works, we talk about this all the time, is we're a team of specialists, right? Not a generalist, not one agent trying to juggle all the balls, not a team of generalists either. Everybody specializes. So we have buyer experts who strictly only work with buyers. They're the best at what they do with buyers, right? They're not a jack of all trades. They're a master at what they do. But the great part here, in regards to how our team works, is our buyers, any potential sellers out there, our buyer experts are constantly training the market, what homes are available through MLS, through other companies, through our companies. But what happens is they're always familiar with what we have, what listings we have, and here's the deal. They get paid more money to sell our listings. So we have the ability now to match buyers up to your listing as a potential seller, right, where there's not just one person saying, okay, what can we match up? Too busy to even actually do that. We have a team of them who get paid more money to take our buyers and show them this how to potentially sell it, which is a great thing for our sellers. And the same thing here with buyers. Buyers are obviously educated what's going on, what happens in the marketplace, and we match what they want. We're able to have more inventory for them to look and see, a lot of times before it even hits the market. So it's great things there. I really just wanted to share the constant amount that we have, because one buyer wouldn't even be on the same planet of what we have now. And there's still people who are looking constantly. And I guess that kind of rolls into the next topic if you want, in a way. Because again, these are people that are on the site right now searching continuously. The buyers who have to move, who want to move, guess what? They don't get paralyzed as much in the holidays, and I want to cover this topic because it's something I hear every single year. Something that it was the first few years in real estate, it was kind of baffling me. Whereas we get to right now, November, and even sometimes I hear after Halloween, like, hey, Blake, we're just going to wait till after the holidays.
Right.
I'm like, so those are two holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and potentially New Year's, if you that you're going to take 2 months out for 2 days of what's going on, or sellers even, and what have. Obviously, it's a different time. It's a busy time there, but we see a huge mistake that more than anything sellers do and face. Well, like, we're going to pull it off for the holidays and start the first of the year. Here's what happens every single time. Anybody watches numbers, I'm a nerd at, at stats and numbers and obviously metrics. But guess what happens the first of the year? Massive flood of everybody lists their house. So everybody who said they're going to wait. And we all know real estate is what? It's supply and demand driven. So if you have the same amount of demand and you have massive increase in supply, what happens to your value there, right? It's obviously there's more competition, which means you're going to be facing maybe 2 or 3 more people down the street. And it happens all the time in those regards. And we kind of just always put a list together. Okay, look, what's the benefit of doing it? Anybody serious about it? There's so many ways where, look, you're not going to show your house on Christmas or You know, you don't have to show it that week of, or even Thanksgiving week if you have family in town. You don't have to show it if you're there, but at the same time, you don't want to cost yourself, you know, precious time in a marketplace when there's very, very serious buyers. Because here's kind of a quick list of, you know, why it is a good idea to not just say, okay, we're going to wait till the first of the year. The biggest one is you're going to wait to list when all the rest of the competition is, right? Literally, everybody says, well, we're just going to wait till the first year and do it. And what happens is there's a flood of them. Now there's more houses, same amount of buyers, and you have more competition to work against. But other things, look, the buyers that are looking during this period. Guess what? They're motivated. They either got to buy because they're moving, by a deadline, for tax reasons on the investment side. A lot of that stuff there is very important. Number two reason, during the holiday season, there's typically less homes on the market, right? Less supply means less competition. And less competition means more money in your pocket as a seller, right? Pretty easy there to do. You know, many of the houses, the people who are searching for homes, guess what? And the one thing to remember, this is kind of I'm flying off the radar here, but 37% of home buyers search on weekends, right? So that's just one thing that's, you know, it's all about planning to win. Well, guess when people are going to look at houses? When they're off work.
Right.
Guess when one of the times of the year people are off work the most?
Holidays,
right? So it's very, very simple. And the ones that are looking, they're going to spend that time to obviously look around. They have time to drive around, look at signs. There's so many aspects of how that works there. But that obviously increases people's availability to look at homes. Even if they're looking to relocate here, all the people we have, you always see that they're relocating from up north because of why? Their family moved down here, their friends moved down here, right? Statistically, anybody we talk to, they have somebody here they know. Guess what? They're probably down here visiting them while they're looking, doing that search at the same exact time. That's one thing there. Another, number four, really, is buying is an emotional purchase, right? Emotions run high during the holiday season, right? Strategically, you know, that's the one thing that's a great thing to have. And here's the deal. Most people look at their house, they relate that to holiday times. They want to see what that's like. It's a great, great thing in that regards. Also, holidays remind people of family, right? And that's kind of the one part of how they do it, but it's one thing that really, really helps to sell. People like houses and they're decorated for whatever holiday. Interest rates are incredibly low still, right, which allows the buyer to afford more in the marketplace. And, you know, the other thing is many sellers wait to the first year, which causes a lot of new inventory. The biggest increase in inventory is January 1st, or the first week of January, every single time. So it's just something, that's the most important one, right? And here's the other thing. One of the big things here, well, we don't want to move during the holidays, and if you get a contract, you can wait and change that closing until after the first of the year, right? I'd much rather have to hit the ground running, you know, first week of January with your house sold,
right,
or with a contract on the house, than wait till January to start the process, right? So much bigger difference there. And here's the thing, we're not a huge, you know, corporate area, but a lot of companies bring new talent in for the beginning to start the next year, right? So there's still people out there looking, relocating for jobs, relocating for you know, coming in town to work here. So that's the one thing too, is selling now can give you buying power later, right? You're able to get it sold now, have more buying power in January. Guess what? When there's a lot more inventory out there from the buyer standpoint, once you're able to get yours sold. So those are just a few of the many, but it's one mistake we see over and over and over, and I can't, you know, say enough. And just to kind of correct my thing earlier about the two holidays, with the Thanksgiving and Christmas, those are the only ones that we ever hear. We only hear those are the ones that people are giving us, right? There's obviously other holidays and, you know, Hanukkah and stuff like that. I don't really get that one. For some reason, we don't really get that as well. We don't wait. You know, those are the two biggest ones we always get where they want to wait around, and it just baffles me to take 2 months for 2 days, or take your home off the market for 2 months for just two days there technically. At least from what we experienced. So if you're interested, thinking about it, you know, at least call, you know, talk with us, give us a call. We can at least give you some advice based on your situation and based on what you need for sure.
Well, if everybody else has the paralysis, that's when you need to take advantage.
Absolutely. It's a game, right? It's a game of business, game of supply and demand, and whoever plays it the best is going to win. And that's why we use those stats and use those numbers to be able to make sure we can position our clients, give them the most, you know, the best competitive advantage in the marketplace, and that's why they do win, and they sell for more money.
All right, tell you what, we come back in just a second. We got more on the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. We've got a hot fire alert, and we've got the smoking hot deal of the week.
Yeah.
That's what we got coming up. In addition to some final thoughts that we want to look at, it's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. If you'd like to get in touch with Blake, easy to do. Call 843-808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD, or go online to the website BlakeSloanRadio.com.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach.
have about
So effective at capturing
3.5
buyers
minutes
from
or
around
so
the
when we get
world
back,
that
or
he can
something
guarantee
like
to
that.
sell your home at a
Should I say the topic I want or I don't know?
Yeah, if you've got enough to fill a few minutes of something, it might be worth saving the topic rather than just blowing through it real quick and using it up.
I'll hit the topic real quick. I don't have that many deals pulled up.
Okay, that's fine.
agents in the entire
Cool.
U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. Now, if you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD.
We can do the hiring thing. We can do the hiring thing first, and then the.
At BlakesGuarantee.com.
Welcome back to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan, Sloan Realty Group. Again, the phone number is 808-SOLD, 808-SOLD. I know that, Blake, a lot of people have been becoming part of the Blake Sloan team here recently, and you've got more space.
Absolutely, and that's what we have a big vision here of what we're looking to do as a company. We're looking to expand, obviously, here into to other areas. Our biggest challenge in our area is finding talent, and what I mean by that is people who want to over-deliver to the clients, people who want to actually, serve, with a level of excellence. And it's something that we're very, very passionate about. We're passionate about this business. We're passionate about what we do. We're passionate about winning in regards to, every aspect of the process for our clients. So, we're looking for people who are out there who, have that type of, I guess you say, mentality, right? Coming from a service standpoint, looking for winners, people who want to win bigger. And even if you're in the sales side now in a different industry, at least reach out. We can talk about it, kind of give a meeting and kind of learn about what you're looking for, what we're looking for, what our core values are as a company. And it's something that, we're really, really focused on right now. And we're getting the right people on the bus, and we're getting the right people in the right places to continue that growth. There's so much opportunity out there to help people from a client standpoint. And again, we're in a huge growth mode with that. Even if you're in administration and you think that, hey, look, I'm a winner, I've always been very good at what I do, I learn quickly. That's kind of where we do. We'll challenge you to, acquire more knowledge. You'll be held to the, highest level of integrity, work with a sense of urgency. And, the cool thing is we have an amazing culture with it, right? So we're hiring in both those areas. And the cool thing about it is most people wake up excited every single day. Everybody's joined us recently, has had huge success, and they all say, hey, look, man, I'm so excited about coming to work now. They like what they do. They like serving clients. They like being able to give our clients the tools and the systems to help them win. And even brand new people that come in and, like I said, are loving it, learning so much. And anybody out there, if you know somebody that's not happy or they're not growing like they want to, have them reach out to us, 808-SOLD, call, email in, whatever you got to do. You can go to joinsrg.com as well to learn more about exactly what we're hiring for.
Well, I know that you've had a lot of people who have been coming in recently, and you've got more people. So if you're looking for a job, it's not just a seasonal holiday job. We're looking at a career here.
Absolutely. We want the best. We want people who want to grow. We want long-term people who want to be with us. And it'll be an awesome place and an awesome relationship for, with us and also with your clients. And we help you build a business within our business for sure.
All right. Well, before we go here, are there any smoking hot deals that you can think of off the top of your head that you'd like to impart on somebody?
We still got one that's an unbelievable deal on the waterway. It's in the high 200s. We have another in Grand Dunes that's not on the market yet, foreclosure, and we're just waiting to get a price on that. We have a second one in Grand Dunes. We have a ton of different deals. One in Pine Lakes, that's a traditional sale that's priced to sell quickly. Hit us up. We can get you VIP access to all the best deals before they even hit the market a lot of times.
All right. Well, that's the thing to do is get in there and get in the know and get it before it hits the market. Blake, thanks so much. As always, you've been listening to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. If you'd like to get in touch with Blake, the phone numbers, the contact information is 808-SOLD, 808-SOLD. You can also go onto the website set up just for this radio show, BlakeSloanRadio.com, to get a recap of everything that we've talked about here today. Blake, we'll do it again next weekend?
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
All right. It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
Hello, Myrtle Beach. It's Glenn Beck. And if you need to sell your property, you don't have to experience all the headaches and long nights that I had to experience when I finally sold my home in Connecticut. Because you have a celebrity right in your backyard, Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group, that guarantees to sell your property at a price and